Hi, good morning. Hi, good morning. My name is Florence Chikeze, and I'm coming live to you from Redalia Workspaces located at 43 Viemina Crescent off Tony Street. And then every, just hold on, every Monday at every Monday at 10 a.m. we share business knowledge. Every Monday at just hold on. I'm live on 3 devices. So every Monday at 10 a.m. we share business knowledge. We are committed to doing this because it's important that young people get the right information to sustain and grow their businesses. So if you have any questions, put your questions in the comment section and I'll take it. So you see my eye going up and down. That is because I'm live on 3 devices and I need to make sure that I look in here and look out there. So if you have business challenges also, call us on 081-881-22223 and they will be more than glad to help you, sit down with you and look at the problem that you have, diagnose it, rectify it, and optimize your business for growth. So, if you're also starting a business, we preach business structuring. So, that business name that took you so much time and energy to arrive at, is important that you secure it by registering that business name. This process used to really be very difficult, but with just 25,000 naira, you sit back and we'll help you with the process. And today, I don't want to talk about the normal thing, the normal business advice of do it, do that. I'm going to look at us as human beings. We are humans, so I'm going to talk about something that really affects us as entrepreneurs. So I'm going to take a step back from the business advice and talk about an issue that I know that we've had a fair share of. So today I'm going to be talking about depression and the entrepreneur. So depression is real. We've all had a fair share of it. This part, the part that we have taken, entrepreneurship, can be lonely. You feel alone sometimes. You question why you started what you started. As entrepreneurs, we also face disappointment that may also not be business related. It could be broken relationship that affect us, which also in turn affect our business. It could be death of a loved one. It could be family crisis. We have been so engrossed in business discussion. You see a lot of motivational speakers. Just do it now, start it today. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time to start is today. We hear all of that. All those things we say about entrepreneurship, forgetting that we are also human first. So we have feelings, and we should not for any reason discard the feelings that we have. It's important that you are self-aware. A lot of papers and articles have been written about depression. Explanations and rationalizations, opinions and thoughts have been shared. Recently, it has become standard to consider depression as a kind of mental illness and not as a mood. In my personal opinion, I think that depression has level. Some people are depressed on a different level. They are on a clinical level that they must get medical attention to be able to get help. So, but the reality is that depression is real, and especially in this side of the world where we are really ill-equipped to deal with it. So, if you're just joining me, I'm talking about depression and the entrepreneur. If you have questions, type your question in the comment section. So, living in Lagos alone and dealing with the daily traffic is enough to get you depressed. Everyone in this city is angry. I tell people that what is the value of the money that you struggle to make if you don't have health to enjoy it? For me, I believe that health is wealth. Where it's possible, please live close to where you work. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that, okay, living on the mainland and working on the island is cheaper. But over time, when I consider it, I think that it may not be true, because you need your health. What's the point of waking up by 4 a.m. to get to work and coming back at 11 p.m.? Hello mompreneur, hello John Silver, and hello PK. Thank you all for joining. What's the point of waking up by 4 a.m. every day and coming home by 11 p.m.? You find out that you spend approximately 6 hours every day on traffic. It doesn't make sense. It's enough to get us depressed. So, and enough of depression comes from just observing life and watching things go on, without even doing anything. By just looking, you can get depressed. A lot of it also comes from doubt. Our thoughts are very, very powerful, so we should guide what we think about. Your thoughts affect your body and your mind. That is why we need to really make an effort to always think positively. Thoughts like, will I ever make it? Am I getting any younger? Do I continue to pursue this dream or give up? Sometimes you can't help these thoughts. Trust me, I think this way too. And I know that I am not alone in this thought process, especially for startups and new entrepreneurs for whom the road ahead is still pretty much vague. Being beset with doubts and fears is almost normal. And again, most of the things that we see on social media can get us depressed. So it is, most of the things we see on social media can get us depressed. So the road, especially for startups and new entrepreneurs for whom the road ahead is still pretty vague, being beset with doubts and fears is almost normal. It's like routine. And while I'm sure we all know to ignore the doubts, and our fears, sometimes it could be routine. And while I'm sure we all know to ignore the doubts and feed our faith and starve our fear, depression can be an energy vampire. And trust me, there is more than enough reason to be depressed. Seun Odukoya, who was one of our first writers on Redalia.com, he's a terrific writer. I asked him in 2015 to write an article about the entrepreneur and depression. And on Saturday, after service, we are given a book that talks about how to deal with life challenges, anxiety, stress, addiction, and depression. I just finished reading that book yesterday, and I went back to Seun's article. See, I'm not a medical doctor, even though I have a medical background. Neither am I a psychiatric doctor. but I have read so much on the issue of depression because at one point I have been depressed and I've seen what it can do to people. Building on what I've read, my experience, Shemu's article, and the book, I felt the need to discuss this topic. Even though depression usually requires medical and psychological interventions, I believe that self-help strategies also provide a significant benefit to the individual. So here are some tips that the book offered on how you can deal with depression. Number one is to count on a friend or a significant or a confidant. Find someone who appreciates you and who understands you and who you trust, so you can talk naturally to that person. Meditating on your own about the problem is the worst activity for a depressed individual. Thinking that you can just sit by yourself, it's really important that you find someone to talk to. It really helps a lot. Number two is to keep yourself very, very busy. Go out and in the fresh air, practice some type of sport, even if it's indoor sports. If you prefer to stay home, if you're staying home, do some type of manual activity that takes your mind away from thinking. Activities keep you busy and will not allow your mind to become occupied with thoughts that reinforce depression. Number three, eliminate alcohol completely. Sometimes it's a habit for some to try and drown their sadness in alcohol or any other type of substance abuse. However, I want us to not be deceived, because the substance may relieve the symptoms for a few hours, but the destruction it causes to your physical and mental health is quite serious. Number four, maintain a healthy diet. Eat vegetables, fresh fruits, cereals, and legumes. If you have not yet developed the habit of eating in this manner, it will be difficult at first. However, after a while, you will grow accustomed to it. John Silver said, thanks to Rodalia some other time. Nice job. All right. Thank you, John, for joining. It's sometimes having a healthy diet can be tasking, Yes, John, after the section, we normally upload it to our channel on YouTube, so you can get it from there. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate. So, protect yourself from insomnia. Practice sometimes lack of sleep. If you cannot sleep, don't go taking anything that will help you sleep. Rather, make sure that you keep getting physical exercise, eat light evening meal, and avoid thoughts that cause worry. If sometimes you have difficulty sleeping, do not become impatient with yourself and start getting too worried. Make yourself comfortable on a sofa and read a book or listen to a radio until you're able to sleep. Number six, think about good things. There are so many things to be thankful for. Concentrate on the things that bring you satisfaction and be certain that all periods of adversity will come to end. There's nothing that has a beginning that does not have an end. Additionally, we have many things, honestly, to be thankful for. If you don't have anything to be thankful for, at least be thankful because you have legs. Some people don't even have legs. They wish they had legs, but we have legs and we can wear shoes, and sometimes our worry may be that we don't have enough shoe. Just the simple things of life, that you are able to have food, that you have a place to sleep. Those are the things that we need to be thankful for. It's very, very important. We should always often revisit the reasons for our gratitude. Sometimes it could be that we have parents, we have a good support system. Don't take those things for granted, And again, finally, assume a hopeful attitude. Hope is a human necessity. We can't live our life in for nothing. Once you have hope for the future, you have faith for the future, life will be more meaningful. Without it, doubt and fear and anxiety will emerge. People who have hope in the future and a relationship with God are powerfully protected against depression. So if you're already going through this depression, follow these self-help methods to get yourself out of it. So how do you keep your energy levels up while you navigate through the road of success as an entrepreneur? Number one of the things I've learned to do is to recognize an onset of depression. In other words, I've learned to identify the signs. It's like malaria. You can tell when it's coming. You can tell when out of nothing you are getting angry, out of nothing you are snapping into that mood. Recognizing the signs early on helps in early aversion. You can take steps into averting it. You can pick up your phone and call a loved one. You can step out and take a walk. 3, to identify your triggers. It could be this sorrowful music. It could be a conversation with a particular person or memories tied to unpleasant events. Knowing what is responsible for your mood changes puts you in more control of your space. If, for example, a conversation with someone is heading towards dangerous grounds, you can stop it or drive it into another direction. And it's important that you avoid friends whose thoughts are always negative, who are angry with the world and think that the world owes them. Don't stay in that mood for too long. With depression, the desire to stay isolated is very strong. You want to shun all human contact and interaction. In fact, conversations will feel like energy that is sapping energy from you without knowing that it's depression that is really what is draining you. You don't just want to talk to anybody. The thing to do is to snap out of it as soon as possible. If it's a music that you are listening to, you can change the track, you can end that conversation, go for a walk. Whatever you need to do to regain your equilibrium is very, very allowed, as long as it does not mean harm to another person. Finally, pay attention. Being observant leads to awareness, and being aware puts you in more control. The problem is, most of the time we take things for granted. We accept things as they are instead of taking ownership and changing whatever we need to. For instance, for me, I actually avoid reading newspapers and watching news on television, because every day what you hear is bad news. I have enough to worry about in my personal life. So for me, that is one of the effective ways that I keep my balance, my sanity in check. And I avoid talking to certain people who you talk to, whatever they are filled with is negativity. You just have to take yourself away from there. There's enough worry as a business owner running a business to deal with. So once you deal with all that on your personal life, you still need to find a way to remove energy surplus from yourself to maintain your sanity. So being happy is actually hard work. A lot of people are unhappy because being unhappy is very easy. You have to put extra effort to be happy. I made up my mind to do whatever I need to stay ahead of depression. It is actually easy, almost too easy to be depressed. Self-pity does the trick easily. Holding tightly to the mentality that the world and the people in it owe you something. Staying above all the problems and issues that you think you have is needed for you to live a happy life. And then anything that has an advantage somebody you can try to think and look at it and turn it to an advantage for yourself. Anything that has disadvantage, you can turn it around. So sometimes depression can be an effective tool if you look at it that way. When you are worried about the validity of your dreams, being worried about the validity of your dream is something that can be used as motivation. It can make you see clearer than you have in a while. It can give you the extra objectivity you need to confront your ideas and products. It can put things in new perspective for you. Depression is dangerous if unchecked, but if checked and used properly, it can be a boost, kind of a forward propeller. At the end of the day, it can get you focused and realistic. Depression can keep you grounded even while you are reaching for the clouds. In our line of business, in the line of entrepreneurship, we just need that thing that propels us. So for us, I don't think that depression it's never a bad thing. So thank you all for watching, and I can't see any questions. Thank you all for watching, and remember that we are coming live to you from Redalia Workspaces, 43B Emina Crescent off Towing Street. We are about everything to the entrepreneur. So if you're looking for a space to do your meetings, boardroom meetings, trainings, come to us. If you're looking for an office space, the office space is fully serviced. The internet is fiber optic. There's constant power supply, and the environment, the ambience is very, very welcoming and very, very professional. So, and you get to work for as low as 2,000 naira per day. Come in and check what we are about. So we also have a team of entrepreneurs who are willing to help you with your business. So if you're having business challenge, do not hesitate to talk to us. And then your business name as well. If you need to register your company or your business name, we are a call away, 081-881-22223. Thank you all for joining, and see you this time on Monday, next Monday. Bye.